Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 156 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, a.k.a. the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. A bit of housekeeping. Yes, I did clean the studio before putting this episode together. I want to make an announcement. We are now monetized. Not on YouTube, but the podcast. Verbal Graffiti, the podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We are now monetized. I have an RSS feed. I got an email saying, hey, would you like to be monetized? We'll put ads on your your audio podcast. I said, absolutely. Gave them my PayPal. So at the end of every month, I'll let you know how much I got paid in advertisements. I also do not have any control over those advertisements. So now I think when you open up the podcast via Apple or wherever you get your podcast, the beginning of the episode is an advertisement. I'm not sure how many there are within the episodes. If they are too cumbersome or too many of them, maybe I will take away the advertisements. But hey, I guess I'm going to be paid for this project, so I'm going to keep those. We're happy to have advertisers who, I don't know who would want to advertise whatever product they're pushing out with this, but hey, the economy is struggling. You do know that is a sign. When Verbal Graffiti is being monetized and there are advertisers advertising their products on this project, Verbal Graffiti, you know that the economy is not too hot, right? There's real struggle out there. Also a 2% merit raise for my day job. I know I had mentioned that I am blessed, so fortunate enough to be given a 2% merit raise annually. The more I think about it, the more it irks me. The more I want to give it back. It's almost like a kick in the balls, like 2%, like that. 2%. I wish I could have. Actually, I like my manager, but I wish I could have told like the higher up manager that, hey, how about, can we negotiate? Can the B-Man negotiate with you with my how about this? How about corporation, you take back the 2% you were so generous to give me. I'll give that back to you in exchange for me being allowed to commit sexual harassment twice annually at this company. I'm not going to do anything with that 2%. It's going to get taken away when they raise my healthcare costs out of pocket next month. So how about this? Keep that 2% and that little honey down the hallway in the office, Olivia, you know who she is, how she always keeps a pair of high heel stilettos under her desk in that open office seating. How about twice a year I'm allowed to sniff those? Right, just take a whiff of her high heels when she's not in the office, when she's away getting dick down in some hotel room during an extended lunch hour from another higher up within the company or a competing company. That's all I want. Just a little bit of sexual harassment. Just not a lot. Just two. Who is it? Patrice O'Neill had such a great joke about that. And what was that special? I think it's Elephant in the Room or Only Standing Elephant, whatever. It's one of the best stand-up. But he talks about wanting to sniff the seats of all the babes in the office. And I want to do that. I want to do something like that as well. I just want to... You ever walk by a public restroom, female public restroom, and just think to yourself, wow, there are probably some babes in that restroom that have their thong right down to their ankles when they're on a stall. Something about that's erotic. Just knowing. Just the thought of that makes it tingle a little bit. I get a little emotion down there. And I don't want to commit sexual harassment that's going to make anyone uncomfortable. I don't want to, I know I might leer a little longer than I should. I'm not doing it purposely. I'm a pervert. I'm an artist. If you're beautiful, I'm going to look at you. I've said this so many times. Like, like Mount Everest. I have no desire to go to the top of Mount Everest. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the funds. I don't like cold weather. If I were to get to the people talk, the climbers, they talk, oh, you get to the top of Mount Everest and you see you're literally on top of the globe, and the sight that you see, there's nothing else like it. Well, if I was atop the peak of Mount Everest, and I'm looking out down on Earth, and right there with me atop the peak of Mount Everest was a babe, and she pulled down her pants and her ass was sticking out, I will look at the ass instead of nature. Instead of the snow peaked, the snow covered peaks, whatever. Like, I'm going to look at the naked body instead of the mountaintops. That's me. That is me. So I just want to commit soft sexual harassment while working twice per year instead of a 2% merit raise. What would be other sexual harassments that would not be intrusive to the female co-worker? I don't know, maybe we'll think some more. Actually, I'm on PTO right now, but we'll get to that in segment 2. The last 2 episodes were a little long, 40 plus minutes, so let's get right into something I found on Reddit. And yes, you should be jealous that the B-Man got a 2% merit raise. What did you get? Huh? Be jealous of me? Yeah, you should be. All right, this comes from the subreddit, Divorce Men. Stupid. Do tell, Mr. Divorce Man. Rant. I made a mistake today. I invited my ex to come to the pool with me and the kids so we could all swim and have fun together. She accepted the invite, but she just sat there angry the whole time. Me and the kids had fun. Just had a resting bitch face in the corner the whole time. Invited her to food after the pool because the kids are starving after swimming for 3 hours. She said she can get her own food, and whichever kids want to come with her can come. So the girls decide to go with her. My son goes with me. We go to the local diner and have burgers and milkshakes. Very Americana of you. I send her a pic of my son eating his milkshake. She is now mad at me because she could only afford to go to Wendy's. Fuck me for trying to include her on a family trip. It's not like I forced her at gunpoint, sorry. I only invited her because she complained about me having a lot more custody than her recently, and I was trying to smooth things over a bit. Stupid is the correct title for your post, because that is what you are. You're stupid. Why didn't you just have sex with your ex-wife's best friend, take a recording of it and email it to your ex? That would have been a more appropriate action than what you did. This is, of course, your ex-wife sat in the corner of the pool with a bitchy face, pucker, just frowning and being angry, because she had every right to have that resting bitch face all afternoon while her family was at the pool. Because that's exactly what every ex-wife wants, is to spend a Saturday afternoon during the middle of a heat wave hanging out with her ex-husband, playing with your kids. Like, of course she's gonna have a pissy fit over being in that predicament. This is all your fault. You're stupid. One more time. You're stupid again. And I don't... Your ex-wife was within every She had, how shall I put this? She was within her right to be angry at you. And although maybe it was childish for her to express her feelings so visibly towards you and the kids, she was within her right to do so. Like, you can't, you gotta, as an ex-husband, you have to accept the state of your life. You're still pretending to be a happy family. You are not. You are not a happy family. You divorced your now ex-wife, and that's all your fault. Now, maybe, and maybe this is more than a maybe, but there's a good chance your ex-wife, maybe she's got personal, what do they call that? She's like bipolar, has multiple personalities. Maybe she's addicted to drugs. Maybe she's a deadbeat mother. Maybe she has a proclivity for all the other wieners in your community other than yours. But that's not her fault. Now, it may seem like her fault, maybe to the judge who oversaw your divorce proceedings. Maybe the judge, he or she, took your side, and that's why you have more custody. But this is all, the undoing of your family is your fault, right? It's your, like last episode we talked about, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. Good Will Hunting. I finally remember the name of that movie, call back to last episode. But this is, I'm not going to be Robin Williams and hugging you, stealing jokes, and then saying it's not your fault. No. This is all your fault. The most important decision a man will ever make in his life is the woman he decides to live that life with. I'm all the life, wife, ex. I'm messing up all these words, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, you're the partner you choose, the lover you choose to form a family with. That is the most important decision of your life. And if you fuck that up, the rest of your life is going to get fucked up because of that wrong decision you made. So you made that decision to marry this resting bitch face that's on the corner of the pool, and you had a family with her, and then it dissolved, and now your kids, your daughters, your son, they're going to have to go to therapy the rest of your life because you fucked up their life by marrying the wrong woman and putting your dick inside the wrong woman. That is your fault, and your life crumbling down. This post and how your ex-wife is ruining your mood, your happiness on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of the summer when you're playing Marco Polo, right? And Marco Polo and stuck in the mud with your children, having a day at the pool. It's all your fault. It's all your fault because you chose the wrong bimbo to marry. So I cannot side with you. Many times here at Verbal Graffiti, I will side with the Chad. But in this instance, no, I cannot. The bimbo is in the right for just having her panties in a bunch and not being willing to participate at the pool party or the pool family gathering. Like, what did you think? What did you think? Yeah, let me invite my ex-wife to the pool and let her watch me play with the kids and see the kids having so much fun with me. Did you really think that would make your ex-wife happy? Like, what ex-wife wants to see the man she hates the most in life, which is you, having fun with the kids that share genetics with that man? Of course she's going to be angry. And then you're showing... What about the kids? What about the kids? You think this isn't going to be a mind fuck for them? And wait, our parents are divorced. They hate each other. And now we're all playing together at a pool? Like, that's going to be a mind fuck with them. They're going to take years of therapy, chat GPT therapy, to unravel all the confusing mindfucks that you're doing with your kids while trying to include your ex-wife in your daily activities. This is the only communication you should be having with your ex-wife is through the mediary of a lawyer. That's that, and then like when you have to drop your kids off at a Walmart parking lot every other Thursday, and you know your the custody, like you got them during the week, and then the mom gets them on the weekend, like that awkward conversation in the Walmart parking lot as you're exchanging your children. That's the only communication you should be having with your ex-wife. You should not be asking her to play Marco Polo with you at the local community pool. That is a no-go. So I'm actually agreeing with you. You are stupid. But now that you're aware of that, and now that you know that your bimbo of an ex-wife was certainly within her right to have a resting bitch face that entire afternoon, you need to move on with your life. You need to move on with your life. And by the way, so you claim to have kids with your ex-wife. Do we know that they're your kids? Did you get a paternity test? Let's just assume they are your kids for the sake of this argument. Do you really want to bring your ex-wife to the pool, a public pool, after you squirted your semen inside of her and impregnated her? You know that those pregnancies must have deflated her tits, and now she's got stretch marks galore on her stomach and her hips. Is that what you want to be associated with at the public pool? You are a single father. Like, nobody wants to look at a bimbo after she's given birth to 3 or 4 kids at the public pool. Oh, those deflated, you can see it through the bikini. There's no oomph to her boobies, and the stretch marks, and it looks like Chernobyl right underneath her belly button. Nobody wants to see that at the public pool. Why would you invite that? What you should be doing is go find a new bimbo to get in a relationship with. And clearly, you're somewhat of a Chad. You had a woman who was willing to have children with you. You play with your children in the pool for 3 hours, so you're probably physically fit. You're able to afford a burger and a milkshake at the local diner. So you have your finances in order, allegedly. Hopefully you're not in credit card debt. Like, there are a lot of bimbos out there that would get with a single father like yourself. So find a bimbo that hasn't had children yet, that doesn't have stretch marks on her stomach, whose titties actually are a bit perky and aren't just deflated balloons, because that's what happens after childbirth. So go find somebody else with a bit more eye appeal. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for all the other Johns who like to leer a little bit more than they should at the public pool. So you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your kids a disservice. Of course, you're giving your ex-wife a disservice. Your life is you're doing life wrong, all because of that wrong decision you made, which is that you chose the wrong witch to marry. And you're just continuing to compound those wrong decisions with more wrong decisions. So maybe you should just go live in the woods, make Tao, and just leave the children to your wife, ex-wife, and just move on with your life. Let's move on with this episode. Let's go look at some photos. Doom scrolling and goon is what the B-Man does when he is on PTO. Welcome back, segment 2 of episode 156 of Verbal Graffiti. I'm on PTO. It's why I'm wearing a flowery Hawaiian shirt. I was at I was at an open mic last night, and as I was leaving, I was talking to another comic, Dennis, very funny. He said, "Hey man, what are you up to? How are things going?" I go, "Oh, I'm on PTO, paid time off. I'm an hourly, but full time." And then Dennis was like, "Oh, why are you here?" And when he said here, he meant in Connecticut. That's where I live. And he was very concerned. He's like, why didn't you go somewhere? Like on vacation to a beach or a lake or do some traveling? And he had a very concerned look on his face when I told him I'm on PTO and was still here. And I'm like, oh, I don't really travel much. Like I like to be man, I'm not a traveler. The last vacation I traveled to was Austin, Texas for a bachelor party, and I probably wouldn't have gone there if not for the bachelor party obligations. It's not that I'm anti-travel. It's just I'm alone. I don't have a lover. I don't have somebody to hold hands with. So I'm just going to go to Singapore and walk around by myself and go back to the hotel and I have to make small talk with the concierge because, you know, if you're on vacation for 7 days or 2 weeks, like you got to talk to somebody or else you forget how to speak. And I don't really have anything else to do other than doom scroll, goon, drink a little bit, do a little bit more stand up, try to make some videos. What else is there? I go exercise a little bit more. I do a bit more running, a few more push-ups. Like I really don't do anything when I'm on PTO. Like I don't particularly enjoy working, although I am a bit of a workaholic. But I also don't take advantage of my time away from work in measuring it by leisure time and new experiences. Like I don't know. It seems like a whole production having to get on a plane. I make $3,000 a month after taxes. All right, they have to rent money. A plane ticket's $500. A hotel's another $500. So if I were to go anywhere, like I'd end up red for the month. So I can't really afford to go travel to all these countries around the world. So to me, Singapore, it might as well be a conspiracy theory because I'm never going to be able to prove to myself that Singapore exists on this earth. And I'm just pointing out Singapore. You can anywhere. It could be Taiwan. It could be Mexico City. Google tells me it's there, but I don't know if it's actually there. Like, yeah, some people say they've been there, but I don't. Like, I'm not tracking them. I'm just taking a stranger's word for it that he or she went to Singapore. And those pictures, okay. I mean, that could be in the woods outside of Miami, Dade County. Like I'm just taking your word for it. Honestly, it makes me a very trustworthy guy. Maybe that's more of a concern than not traveling when I'm on vacation. But it never occurred to me until Dennis, the concerned look on his face, that is this a very odd way to take advantage of your PTO or to use your PTO time? You have a week off of work and then you don't go anywhere. You just stay home and just scroll through your phone, watch some movies, do a bit of swimming. But when I have PTO, like the big thing for me is not having to get up at 8:30 every morning, Monday through Friday. Like PTO is great. I get to sleep till, I don't know, 10:30. I'm usually up by 11 a.m. But that for me, that's what I look forward to when I have paid time off, is being able to stay up a little later than usual and get up a little later than usual and enjoy that time. That time when you wake up, you're in bed. You're awake, but you don't get up. That is the best part of the day. Like laying in bed, knowing you have no obligation, so you can kind of lay in bed, enjoy the warmth of the blankets, let your mind wander. That is the best part of PTO, and maybe that's why Maybe that's why I don't have a lover, right? Because a lover would want to get up at 5 a.m. and go do some sightseeing and go visit family. I was like, I'd rather doom scroll than talk to your annoying aunt. I don't know. It is a bit of a mind fuck. Like our ex-husband and his kids, mind fucking his ex-wife and his kids, and how they're all going to need therapy. Now, do I need therapy? Because now I'm kind of concerned that, well, maybe I'm not. Like, maybe I should be taking more advantage of all this PTO time I have. But it's not that I don't have the desire to go to different countries or different states, and do some sightseeing and some exploring. But it's like the same thing I mentioned, like Mount Everest. Like, you go to Mount Everest, like all right, you see the snow peak tops, you see the earth below you, all the climbers struggling behind you, and then like, that's it. That's all there is. The same thing with a beach. So you go to a beach, you look out at the ocean, it's beautiful, you see the sunset, and then okay, it's over. Like I got the vision, I got the sight, it's in my mind, and now I gotta hang out here for another 4 days. Like, what am I gonna do? There's nothing to do when you're on a beach. That's why, like, I don't surf. I don't fuck with the ocean anymore. I don't even go into water, because if you go into water, I am no longer a predator. I am prey. That's why I stay on land. I don't fuck with the ocean. Like, I enjoy looking at it, but I have no desire to go in it, and especially underneath, head below the water. So beaches, no. Mountaintops, no. Where else is there to see? The beach, the mountains, like the prairie land. I have no desire to see some cornfields in the Midwest. I don't know, go to some country where they speak a different language. Like, I eat hamburgers and mac and cheese. I don't have my tongue is very prejudiced. It's not, it's just I eats what it likes. It doesn't, boy. I can't even drink a beer. Like, at my local bars, like a Modelo is $9. Then I'm going to go to Spain. I'm going to go to Denmark. Like, I don't have the money for that to really enjoy it. Plus, as a single guy on the wrong side of 40, you travel alone. Everyone's going to talk shit behind your back. Everyone's going to assume you're traveling, you're a sex traveler. Like, you're going to a country to go to a brothel and pick up a prostitute. That ain't me. That ain't the B-man. I don't pay. I try to woo the babes unsuccessfully here in the U.S. So you go anywhere, oh, you're just a sex traveler. It's like, no, I'm just a 40-year-old guy alone. Like, I don't, just because I'm going to wherever, like Singapore, I'm just going to see some buildings, see the architecture. But I'm not. I'm staying here. Like, everything, I don't know. I'm talking it out loud right now. Like what would I do? Like, you're in a hotel room. Like, once you goon in a hotel room and wipe all your spoons on the curtains, and you use the ice machine, you're just stuck in an environment that you're not comfortable with. I get much more pleasure staying in my room where I know the confines. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a boring wet blanket. Has no desire to see the world, if it even exists. Maybe I'm just, man, I don't know. I'm really beating myself up. But Dennis, thank you for the concern. Thanks a lot. All right, moving forward. This comes from the subreddit, deciding to be better. I need to be here. Excuse me. I can't stop comparing myself to my boyfriend's ex. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 3 years now. Congratulations. Why are you not married yet? All right, moving forward. I love him deeply and things are going really, really well between us. Again, why are you not married yet? And have children. All right, moving on. The only issue is my jealousy. Okay. I can't stop thinking about his ex before me. It's really affecting me. I'm comparing myself to her and convince myself that she's prettier, smarter, richer, more interesting, or even a better person. I think about their relationship. Did he love her more than he loves me? Was their sex life better? These thoughts leave me feeling insecure, worthless, and something even angry. The only way I found to cope is trying to convince myself she has flaws. I know this isn't healthy. I've noticed I have a deep need to feel like I'm better than her. Another issue is I sometimes misinterpret things my boyfriend says. For example, if he talks about a country he's been to or a vacation he went to before me, I feel upset because my brain jumps straight to, quote, he's smiling thinking about his ex and what he did with her, unquote. Does anyone know how to overcome this? I truly want to change. Well, maybe you should date the B-man, because I really haven't traveled anywhere. So you wouldn't have to worry about that and those intrusive thoughts that you're having with your current boyfriend. I'm happy to break it to you, sister. What I'm about to say is you're not going to change. There's no amount of money you could pay for therapy that is going to change the way you're thinking about your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. And I'm here to tell you gladly, gleefully even, that all of the thoughts that are consuming your mind about your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend are well-founded, and all of those thoughts are correct. Yes, your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend was the one who broke up the relationship because the ex-girlfriend is better than your current boyfriend. That's why she kicked him to the curb. All the thoughts you have are correct. Yes, she's prettier than you, the ex-girlfriend that is. Her jigglers jiggle more than yours do. Her legs are longer. She has fewer split ends in her hair. She's more educated than you are. She's wealthier. Her family is wealthier. She has more status than you have. Her throat pussy is better than you could even dream of being. Her friends are more friendly than your friends are in every facet of life. Your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend outcompetes you. In every metric, she's a better woman than you'll ever be. So all these thoughts consuming your head, you are correct to have them. And yes, those examples you gave us about your boyfriend talking, when he mentions a vacation to another country that he was with his ex-girlfriend, yes, he has that slight grin. That slight grin when he's talking about those vacations he had with his ex, because he's thinking about what he did to his ex on those vacations. And when he's talking about Vegas, he's that little sparkle in his eyes, because he's thinking about how he pinned his ex-girlfriend up against the floor to ceiling window overlooking the Vegas Strip as he fucked his ex-girlfriend from behind. He's certainly not thinking about being on that double-decker bus in Times Square with the annoying tour guide talking too much. He's thinking about dogging his ex, who was a better fuck than you'll ever be. And his ex-girlfriend has so much charisma. Just think about this, right? Like, she's living in your head rent-free. And she has so much charisma that when your boyfriend is dicking you down, when he's piping you, both of you and your boyfriend are thinking about the ex-girlfriend while you're making love to your boyfriend. That is charisma. That is a type of charisma you will never possess. So all these thoughts, this jealousy, that's going to cause your relationship to spiral into nothingness, into a relationship that could have been. They're all well-founded. And do know that your jealousy and these all-consuming thoughts about your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, they are going to cause your current relationship to fracture and never. This is not going to lead to marriage and children and happy retirement together in your golden years. The jealousy is going to sabotage all of that. And honestly, if the ex-girlfriend called up your current boy toy and said, "Hey, I want your penis back," he'd go running back in a hot second. He'd kick your flat ass to the curb and go right back to the ex, and it'd be the right decision for him to make, again, because she's better than you are. Tenfold. Now, I know that was a lot of negativity, and I know your jealousy is peaking right now. If you happen to be listening to this, or in a similar, maybe you're not this late, but maybe you're in a relationship where you're worried about the ex and you're listening to the B-Man speak right now. I have some solutions that can put off your boyfriend breaking up this relationship that you're in. Like, your boyfriend will break up with you because of your jealousy. That is going to happen, but let's push that breakup down the road a little longer. And the way you can do that, and the only way you can do that, is with plastic surgery, right? You're uglier than the ex-girlfriend, but hey, you can get a nose job. You get some implants, get some C cups. Don't go through the nipple. Go through the armpit so that you don't have any scars. Get some nice full C cups. Get a nose job, a little filler that all you bimbos love to get. You not real world bimbos, but internet bimbos love to get the lip fillers. Anytime I see an internet bimbo with the lip fillers, I can't take her seriously. I cannot take her seriously. Again, I mean, don't take the lip fillers out because I don't take you seriously. Again, look at this. Like, you should not be making life decisions because of how I, the B-Man, view you. But again, you can do this. You can get plastic surgery to make yourself more comparable to the more pretty ex-girlfriend. You can also get a little freakier, get rid of your gag reflex, suggest threesomes, become a bit more kinkier. All these things will help prolong the relationship, the doomsday, whatever that day is. It will push it off a little bit more. So get the plastic surgery, become a bit more kinky. But yeah, you can compete, but you will never beat the ex-girlfriend. So yeah, enjoy your boyfriend's dick while you can, because you are sabotaging it. But I'm rooting for you. Till next time, go suck a fat one.